Last year, I actually watched a series of films based on two book series that have romance and I don't know what have you, hot stuff. Those being after which I'm not reviewing that series. And this one, 50 Shades of Grey. But does it still really deserve the hate? Well, yes and no, from my point of view. Prepare yourselves as I review the film of 50 Shades of Grey right now. Bad Days! Entertainment rankings and reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Doyle, better known to you as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 2015 erotic romantic drama flick 50 Shades of Grey, released by Universal and co-produced along with Focus Features. Directed by Sam Taylor Johnson with a screenplay by Kelly Marcel, based on E.L. James' 2011 novel of the same name, starring Dakota Johnson, Jamie Dornan, Jennifer L., and Marcia Gay Harden. The story follows a college graduate who begins a Samacistic, if I mispronounce that word, I apologize, relationship with a young business magnate. I'm sorry, it's just hard to pronounce those words. Anyway, yes, this film came out in February of 2015. Well, although it did get dissed and what have you, it still was a big success. Well, and its soundtrack did well. And it won some Razzies as well. But I'll get to those later. Let's get ready to start our story, which I will give in its entirety since this did so well. 21-year-old Anastasia Steele, Atna for short, is an English literature major at Washington State University Satellite Campus near Vancouver. That's, of course, Vancouver, Washington, when her roommate Kate Kavanaugh becomes ill and is unable to interview Christian Grey, a 27-year-old billionaire entrepreneur for the college newspaper. Anna agrees to take her place. At Christian's Seattle headquarters, she stumbles her way through the meeting. Christian, who is that year's WSU commencement speaker, takes an interest in her. Soon after, he visits the hardware store where she works and offers to do a photo shoot to accompany the article she had interviewed him for. Christian invites Anna for coffee, but leaves abruptly after she confesses to being a romantic, saying he is not the man for her. He later sends her first edition copies of two Thomas Hardy novels as a gift, with a quote from the latter book, which I'm sorry I can't pronounce that, about the dangers of relationships on an accompanying card. Anna and her friends celebrate graduation at a local bar. After drinking too much, she spontaneously calls Christian, saying she is returning the books and berating his behavior towards her. He goes to the bar to find her, arriving just as her photographer friend, Jose Rodriguez, attempts to kiss her against her will. Anna is suddenly sick. The next morning, she wakes up in Christian's hotel room, relieved that they were not intimate. And Christian begins seeing each other, though he insists that she signed a non-disclosure agreement preventing her from revealing details about their dalliance. He explains that he engages in sexual bondage relationships, but only as clearly defined in a contract between the participants. Anna reveals that she's a virgin, while considering the agreement and negotiating her own terms. And after visiting his playroom, a room stocked with a variety of BDSM toys, furniture, and gear, she and Christian have conventional sex, not and henceforth Anna loses her virginity. The next morning, before being taken home, she meets Christian's adopted mother, Grace, who unexpectedly arrives. Sorry, everyone, I'm feeling a little under the weather. Now for the final act and ending. As always, you know the procedure. You have 5 seconds to stop this video. Go to the description box below. Fast forward to the time below. If you've seen the movie already, please continue. Okay, you've been warned. Christian bestows a series of gifts and favors upon Anna, including a new car and a laptop. After she and Kate move to Seattle, she continues seeing him. During dinner at his parents' home, Anna suddenly mentions she is leaving the next day to visit her mother in Georgia. Later, Christian becomes frustrated when she says she wants more than the one sided relationship he proposes. She is shocked when Christian shows up in Georgia. He takes her air gliding, then returns to Seattle to tend to a business emergency. After returning home, Anna continues seeing Christian, who wants further sexual experimentation. She initially consents, but he remains emotionally distant, upsetting her. While still considering the contract, and in an effort to understand Christian psychology, Anna asks him to demonstrate how he would punish her for rule breaking, whipping her booty with a belt, make her count each strike out loud. Upset and disgusted, Anna leaves Christian, concluding he is wrong for her and his practices are deviant and excessive. End of story. Now for a moment of silence. Good. So, what did I think of 50 Shades of Grey? Well, at first I turned this film down because I didn't feel like it was for me. But after finding it on Freevee last year, I figured I'd give it just one watch, and I'm gonna say it was okay in my view. Not really great, but I'd much rather watch this than After. Anywho, well, despite the film got dissed and what have you by the critics and what have you, it still broke the records. It made 166 million in the US and Canada, while it made more overseas, as it 403 million overseas and went on to make 569 million worldwide on a budget, well, against a budget of 40 million. It's currently the fourth highest grossing film directed by a woman, behind Mamma Mia, Kung Fu Panda 2, and the original Wonder Woman. And at the time of the end of its theatrical run, it was the fourth highest grossing R rated film of all time, behind The Hangover Part 2, The Passion of the Christ, and The Matrix Reloaded. Anyway, and according to Fandango, when tickets went on sale in January a month before it came out, it became the fastest selling R rated title in the site's history, surpassing Sex and the City 2. It also had the biggest first week of ticket sales on the side for a non sequel film, surpassing The Hunger Games. As the fourth overall on Fandango's list of top advanced ticket sales, behind The Twilight Saga, New Moon, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2, and The Hunger Games. So, anyway, yeah. Now, I knew this film would supposedly get an NC-17 rating, but that's rarely given. So the MPA gave it an R rating. I know it's MPAA, but recently it's MPA. They did give the film an R rating, basing its decision on strong sexual content, including dialogue, some unusual behavior, and graphic nudity and language. Now, this film will get released on physical media in May of 2015. The Blu-ray contains a special unrated cut of the film, which includes 3 minutes of footage not shown in theaters, and the bulk of which are in the form of an alternate ending. Now, I've only seen the theatrical cut of the film, which Freevee had. They don't get unrated cuts, so I was fine with that. Yeah, but they even got into a lawsuit against Smash Pictures as it announced its intent to film a porno version of the trilogy, which would follow in the next few years. Now, though the reviews may have been harsh and what have you, which I'm understanding. The criticism was against the acting, screenplay, and pacing. Yeah, well, story was kind of a little pacing was eh, and the acting was okay. However, some critics noted it as an improvement over the book, and others praised the cinematography and set design as well as the soundtrack. That's understandable. But there's too many to mention, what have you. So everybody, please don't hate me for even watching this film. I really don't want to get into much of the reviews and what have you. It's currently at 25% on the tomato meter at Rotten Tomatoes. If I'm not mistaken, that's right. While creatively better endowed than its print counterpart, the film is a less than satisfying experience on the screen. Well, I can't really argue with that. And there have been much better book adaptations into film and what have you than this, like the Twilight Saga and the Hunger Games and what have you. But anyway, 2 years later, the second film, 50 Shades Darker, would come up, and then the following year, 50 Shades Freed followed, which also got this, but they were still successful commercially. The Now, the score for the film was composed by Danny Elfman. Now, I did approve of that. It had two singles, including the Weeknd song Earned It, which was actually nominated for an Academy Award. The other was Love Me Like You Do by Ellie Goulding, which was nominated for a Golden Globe. My only negative I have with the soundtrack is it had ugh, a slow remix of Beyonce's Crazy in Love, and I was not impressed with it, which is why I heard in the trailer, and that's the reason why I turned this movie down in the first place. But I said I'll give it just this once a watch. So anyway, now our cast, which included Dakota Johnson as Anna, she wasn't too bad. Jamie Dornan plays Mr. Gray. He was fine. Eloise Mumford plays Catherine Kavanaugh or Kate. Let's see. Jennifer Alley plays Carla Wilkes, Anastasia's mother. Marcia Gay Harden plays Christian's adopted mother, Grace. And there's several others. But that's about all I'm going to give to you. I'm not going to give too much of the supporting cast. So overall, while it is a mixed bag and what have you, but would I recommend 50 Shades of Grey to you? Well, I'd say not exactly. Unless you really want to indulge in something like this, then I'd say give it a one-time watch. And if you're not thrilled with it, then stay away from this and its sequels. While I do think this would be the second good, well, my second favorite film of the franchise, because well, the next one's a little bit better in my opinion, but you have to take my word for it. I don't want to jump into too many details yet. So if you have seen 50 Shades of Grey, let me know what you thought about it. You don't have to give me a comment if you don't want to, if you like the movie, if you like. Well, you be the judge, okay? I don't want to be rude to any of you nice people out there. But if you do like the film or no, don't like it, then by all means you can leave a comment. You can like this video if you like. Subscribe and be a part of the Big D Nation. And stay tuned. Next time I'll be giving you my review of 50 Shades Darker. So thanks for watching. And if you like this, consider checking out some of these other, well, well, films with hotness and what have you. In the upper left hand corner is a back to back review I did on the erotic thrillers Devil in the Flesh and Devil in the Flesh 2. Or if you'd like a little something more, you can see my review of American Beauty in the upper right hand corner. Or if you'd like something that's less dramatic but more comedic, go to the bottom left hand corner and see my review of Wedding Crashers. And the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.